My God, I hate trucks.
The Environment Department inspected again some of the sources of pollution in Manila Bay, unraveling layers of problems caused by residents and commercial establishments. Carolyn Bonkin tells us more.
Teresa lives in this small shanty in a creek in Parañaque with her children and grandchildren. 16 of them use this small hole as toilet. Their human waste spill into the creek, which seeps to the Parañaque River and onto the Manila Bay.
Wala ho kasi kaming anuhan ng dumi. Kung gusto namin mailipat ng tirahan.
On Friday, Environment Secretary Roy Simatu inspected the creek where Teresa lives. He saw rows of houses without septic tanks. The situation aggravates the condition of bacteria-infested Manila Bay. To clean the bay, Teresa and 233,000 other informal settlers living near the water need to be uprooted and relocated.
Dito hindi na yata nakakarating yung high tide. Kaya hindi niya nahihila yung dumi ng stagnate na dito eh. So almost 1 billion ang quality ng coliform dito.
Coliform is a group of harmful bacteria from human and animal feces. The safe level is below 200, and parts of Manila Bay is home to 1.3 billion units of coliform. Aside from residential areas, commercial areas pollute the bay as well. Simatu also inspected the outfall of Estero de San Antonio Abad in Manila. The murky water inside the 60-year-old Manila Zoo flows to the drainage. Water comes from the zoo and nearby establishments. Manila Zoo admits they don't yet have a sewage treatment plant, but clarifies they have a septic tank. Only the animals' bathing water is discharged to the drainage.
Ito pong septic tank namin, mga nakahiwalay ho to sa iba't ibang parte ng Manila Zoo. Yung kanilang mga dumi ay aming ginagawang fertilizer.
Manila Zoo management says the local government already promised to help construct the sewage treatment plant. But just as important as Manila Bay rehabilitation is cleaning Laguna Lake. When it rains, lake water goes to Manila Bay, and during high tide, bay water streams to Laguna Lake as well. Like the bay, the lake is also polluted. Of 4,000 industrial establishments here, 2,000 have pending cases for their failure to meet the standard. Residents of over 60 cities and municipalities also dump their liquid waste here. That's why water is only fit for fishing.
Ang major source ng pollution, basically domestic. Kasi hanggang sa ngayon, majority pa rin ng ating mga domestic waste ay walang sewer system. Puro unsewered. Ang ating primary mode of treatment is mga septic tank, which is basically hindi siya talaga efficient para i-treat mo lahat ng mga pollutants.
With liquid waste as the main problem, Manila Water and Maynilad have been ordered to connect all clients to the sewage system. But Simatu says sewage is not the be-all and end-all solution. Along with DPWH and LLDA, the Environment Department will extract the silted material below Laguna Lake early part of this year, after which local governments will be asked to help in cleaning the water from the 17 rivers in Metro Manila, Calabarzon, and Region 3, which discharge water to the bay. Carolyn Bonkin, CNN Philippines.
Some employees in the private sector can now have the option to work from home without worrying about their compensation being compromised. Artricia Terada tells us more about this new telecommuting law, which labor groups hope will result in more productive workers.
Chelsea Sullivan is a project manager at an innovations company in Ortigas. As much as she can, Sullivan goes to the office because her work requires dealing with several teams and managing clients. But the heavy traffic has taken a toll on her. During rush hour, it takes Sullivan 2 hours to get to Ortigas from her house in Quezon City. To avoid the rush hour, she leaves home late in the morning and returns at past 7 in the evening. Whenever she can, she works from home.
Sometimes I just need a break. But at the end of the day, I still get the work done. That's what's most important, integrity in everything we do.
As someone who benefits from this work-from-home arrangement, Sullivan is happy that there is now a law for telecommuting.
The traffic situation in the metro can really get you down. It's really tiring, it's really taxing. At least to have that option, of course, it shouldn't be abused or anything, but at least to have that kind of option would be good because you're able to manage your well-being.
Sullivan is grateful that even before the law, her company had already allowed its employees to work from home.
In case of inclement weather or strikes or the like, we allow people to telecommute. Or if, let's say, they have personal problems, we have allowed people to work from home.
They even have their own technology for monitoring and measuring the productivity of their employees.
It was very clear what are the outputs expected of you. And since it's a give and take thing, so they deliver.
Under the law, an employer in the private sector may offer a telecommuting program or a work-from-home setup, provided that the minimum labor standards set by law are met. These include compensable and minimum working hours, overtime, rest days, and leave benefits. But this may not be applicable to all companies.
Maybe in the retail service, that's one major, in agriculture and manufacturing. So this is where the knowledge-based economy would really benefit.
Labor group TUCP believes that this will result in more productive workers.
You're not waking up early, you're not coming home late, you have more time with your kids, you have more quality time, you don't have the stress of commuting through Manila's traffic, and that translates into a worker who won't be sick, who will be absent, who will be spreading viruses at the workplace. It translates to a happier worker who will be able to clear more clearly and who will be able to produce products and services that are world-class. And that's our aim.
Trisha Terada, CNN Philippines.
Most netizens are positive and hopeful about this new law. Facebook user Mizer Jackson says the option to work from home would help ease traffic. While this netizen hopes government employees can also have this choice, but Cesar Faustino Cardenas Jr. describes the new law as useless. He says it's a law with no teeth. Another netizen notes it's still the company that will decide the policy on this. This netizen agrees, adding that a work-from-home option would only apply to certain jobs. Despite this, Judith Biadang is still pleased, but calls on government to address one important issue: make the internet connection stable. News that the Social Security system can't increase pensions this year, hitting members hard, especially senior citizens. Our senior correspondent Ina Andolong talked to one pensioner who badly needs the higher monthly allowance.
Gamot ko na naman, 900 isang araw lang, dalawa.
Lola Amparo is 82. Like most people her age, she has a lot of maintenance medicines. Amparo takes 8 different pills a day. In December alone, she spent 6,000 pesos just for medicines. And she says that's just the average.
Pag nilagyan mo ng laboratory, maabot ng 10,000. Yung bato ko lumiliit, at saka yung yung high blood ko, yung diabetes ko. O kung talagang yun pa yung pneumonia ko palagi bumabalik eh.
One of her prescribed painkillers costs 54 pesos a piece. She was told to take it 3 times a day, which means that alone would cost her almost 5,000 pesos a month. It's heavy on the pocket, especially for retirees like her who are financially dependent on their kids and grandchildren. While she's thankful for the 4,500 peso monthly pension from the Social Security system as the beneficiary of her late husband, it's just not enough. And when money's extra tight, she finds ways to cope, even if it means taking risks with her health.
Kinakat ko, kung sa ang pag-inom is 6 na beses sa isang araw, ginagawa ko lang 3.
Binabawasan mo?
Binabawasan ko. Pag meron ako nararamdaman, kinukontinuous ko. Pero kung wala, okay lang kasi mahirap masyadong malaking gastos.
Amparo is not alone in her dilemma. Majority of the 2.3 million SSS pensioners are seniors like her. There could be less belt-tightening days if only Amparo would get the extra 1,000 peso monthly pension many had hoped SSS would release this year. In 2017, President Rodrigo Duterte signed a memorandum granting a 2,000 peso pension hike. The first 1,000 was given in 2017, and the other may be given anytime before 2022. Many hope to see it this year, but the SSS management says it can't afford to do this yet.
The target is to grant the 1,000 additional pension by 2020. So, yun po ang kanyang sinasabi, pero pinagsisikapan definitely during the term of President Duterte.
Amparo's helpless on the issue, but life goes on. She looks forward to the time when she would no longer worry about how to sustain her daily medical needs, and perhaps like other grandmothers, even get to treat her grandkids occasionally using her SSS pension.
Apo ko sa tuhod lang, 48. O maging ilan na 5 piso yan, Diyos ko. Oh.
Ina Andolong, CNN Philippines.
We asked you what you think about the delay in the increase of SSS pension. Here are some of your voices.
Bakit ganun? Dapat ibibigay nila yun kasi kailangan ng mga pensyonado.
Malaking bagay po yun sa mga nagpe-pension po.
Na-expect kasi ng mother ko yun na mabibigyan pa siya ng additional 1,000 kasi SS pensioner na siya, matagal na rin. So sana ibigay na siya.
Sana naman ibigay nila para makatulong sa kagaya namin mahihirap. Pandagdag gamot din.
Sana naman ibigay. Kasi kailangan din kahit paano ng mga senior yan eh. Hindi lang natin alam kung kailan yan may aprobahan. Sana maaprubahan mo, Mr. President.
What do you think about our top stories tonight? Send us a message at CNN Philippines. We're also live on Facebook. Here are today's global headlines. China says it has deployed missiles capable of targeting medium and large ships. State media CCTV announced this on Tuesday, a day after a United States warship sailed close to the Paracel Islands in the disputed waters of the South China Sea. The DF-26 missiles are capable of hitting targets over 5,000 kilometers away. Tension in the South China Sea has been increasing in recent years, with China aggressively asserting its claim over the area, which is also contested by the Philippines and other Southeast Asian nations. Want to move to Canada? Now's a good time to start packing your bags. The Canadian Parliament has announced plans to add more than 1 million new permanent residents in the next 3 years. Canada's friendly stance towards residents comes as many other Western nations, including the U.S., are clamping down on immigration. Canada is especially dedicated to offering protection to refugees. You're watching the newsroom on CNN Philippines.
To the Estrella Pantaleon or Rockwell Bridge are now being dismantled ahead of the bridge's closure. The bridge, which connects the cities of Makati and Mandaluyong, will be closed to traffic for 30 months, beginning January 19th at 4 a.m. to give way to the construction of a wider bridge. As per MMDA General Manager Jojo Garcia, the closure will affect around 35,000 vehicles that pass it daily.
They really need to widen it and then patibayin din. Alam naman natin ang natural disaster like earthquake, hindi natin alam kailan darating yan. So again, yung aming prinsipyo na we cannot compromise safety over traffic.
The closure of the bridge also means longer travel time for motorists. Authorities say from the usual 9-minute travel time to cross Pasig River from Makati to Mandaluyong and vice versa, it will now be 30 minutes to 1 hour, something that will surely exasperate motorists.
Mas mahirap pumasok sa trabaho kasi definitely malilate ka or gigising ka na mas maaga. So yung time mo, hindi mo na alam kung ano ba yung allotted time mo dapat papunta sa office.
Mababa pong balahin nila doon, kaya wala tayong magagawa kung yun ang kuha nila. Kaya hanggat maaari, iwasan na lang din.
The MMDA admits the bridge is structurally sound, but it has already reached its capacity. The current 2-lane bridge has a capacity of 2,400 vehicles per hour.
Itong bridge kasi ito, kung makikita niyo yung itsura nito, matibay siya, no? Matibay siya. Kumbaga international standard. But hindi ata siya talaga naka-design for highly urbanized, no? City like Metro Manila.
Kailangan nating ma-addressan yung safety, yung preparedness, di ba? Dahil hindi nga natin alam kung kailan parating yung the big one, padalwa, para ma-increase natin ang capacity.